Next on News 3 Now at 10, the latest from State Street as 3 people are in custody tonight after a report of gunshots. And working to combat violence, the message this Madison community is trying to send. Plus, the latest from South Florida, where an explosion at a mall left more than 20 people injured.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining News 3 Now at 10. I'm Amanda Quintana. Earlier tonight, Madison police were called to the 100 block of State Street for reports of gunshots. That's where we find Adam Duxter tonight. Adam, what is the latest?
Well, Amanda, we're on the Capitol Square right near the 100 block of State Street, where police say around 7:15 tonight they responded to a call of shots fired. Now, we're still working to confirm if there were shots fired because, according to police, no one was hurt or injured, but they do say they have 3 people in custody. Again, we're still trying to figure out as much information as we can about this one, but we talked to someone who said they witnessed the event, what they had to say.
This is a peaceful area, you know, it's family area, you know what I'm saying? This is not a hostile environment here. It's not supposed to be like that here. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not surprised to see ignorance.
Again, police were not able to confirm whether or not there actually were shots fired. Again, they just confirmed they responded to a call of shots fired. And we are still waiting for police to confirm whether or not those 3 people in custody have been arrested, and if so, for what. But we will continue to update our website, channel3000.com, as those details continue to roll in tonight.
All right. Thank you so much, Adam. A 19-year-old Sun Prairie YMCA employee has been arrested on suspicion of first-degree sexual assault of a child. Sun Prairie police arrested 19-year-old Del Monte Lee yesterday. Police have been investigating inappropriate sexual contact between Lee and a 5-year-old girl who is a YMCA member. They say the girl was in the workout child care and Lee was a caretaker. Let's get a look at your first alert weather with Dana Fulton. Dana, a pretty nice day today.
It really was a nice day for us. We started the day off, of course, with some showers coming through and heavy rain at times. Now, as we look at our Doppler track, nothing coming through the entire state. A nice dry spot for us this evening. We aren't expecting anything new to come through overnight. Now, we're already in the upper 60s in Madison, 72 in Janesville, and the Dells in the mid 60s currently. Compared to this time yesterday, it's quite a drop in our temperatures. Our dew points in a pretty comfortable spot in the upper 50s around Madison, Boscobel, and Lone Rock in the mid 60s right now. Tomorrow, we are expecting more sunshine. A nice cool trend to start off the week, and the drop in that humidity continues for Sunday. But we'll take a look at what's ahead for the rest of the weekend and into next week in just a few minutes. Amanda?
Thank you, Dana. More local news. City and community leaders are hoping by getting to know their neighbors, they can help stop violence. The 3rd annual Stop the Violence, Save the Children parade happened in the Meadowood neighborhood this morning. The Meadowood neighborhood is passionate about keeping their community a safe place. Good Shepherd Lutheran Church invited people from all over Madison to their neighborhood to promote violence prevention.
The Stop the Violence march was rained out, so instead the community gathered inside Good Shepherd Lutheran Church.
I want everybody to come to the round tables and sit around like we're a real happy group, because we are.
This event all starts with sharing a meal and getting to know each other.
And it's just building relationships, and this has been great.
Sheree Wallace organizes this march as a way to spread this message.
This march is to bring awareness to the community that we're zero tolerance regarding violence.
Pastor Joe Barocia says a diverse group shows up to this annual event.
There's not enough opportunities in Madison to have people really come together. You sit down, hear somebody's story, and actually get a chance to know them a little bit.
It's really important all across our city.
Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway says it's community events like this one that can make a difference in the city.
Community building is a very long-term prospect, but we have to keep doing it because it is ultimately what makes our city a better place.
Madison Police Chief Mike Koval says prevention is key to stopping crime.
Go to a retail store and I hear that clean up, aisle 6, clean up. Because we're always there reacting and it's too late.
But first, you have to find out what's causing the problem.
What's driving the violence? Is it because of the lack of jobs or housing or addiction or domestic violence or fractured homes or a lack of mentoring? It's only by looking at those sort of collaborations that we can truly make a shift for Madison.
Wallace wants to show that this community will always come together.
So many great opportunities in Meadowwood. And I just want to show all of Madison, this is what a community do when they, everybody support each other. We stand up with each other.
That was our Gabriella Becerra reporting. Wallace says she will continue to host this event every year because she wants to shed a positive light on all the good that's happening in the community. Madison police are investigating a shooting on the city's north side late last night. It happened in the area of Packers Avenue and Warbler Lane just before midnight. One person was shot and taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police believe the shooting was an isolated incident and there's no additional danger to the public. A woman was arrested after crashing into a pole with a 3-year-old passenger, then being caught with heroin last night. Madison police were dispatched to the underpass at Todd Drive and the Beltline at 7 o'clock last night. Paramedics found the 31-year-old driver unresponsive and had to administer her naloxone. She was taken to the hospital for medical clearance and sent to jail on charges of a second offense OWI with a passenger younger than 16. That child was not injured. She was also charged with possession of heroin and multiple traffic citations. Child Protective Services placed that child with a family member. A Milwaukee man accused of killing his son over a piece of cake will not get a lower bond. Travis Stackhouse is accused of beating his 5-year-old son to death after getting upset about the boy eating his Father's Day cheesecake. He initially told police the boy fell down the stairs. Stackhouse said he wanted his $100,000 bond reduced so he could attend his son's funeral. That request was denied. The court commissioner ruled he can't make decisions based on Stackhouse's desire to attend a funeral, but must consider the crime and the effect on the community. 6 months after dropping its controversial mascot name, a northern Wisconsin high school has a new moniker. The Hurley School Board decided to drop its Midgets nickname in January. The board initially planned on letting the community vote on whether to change the team name. A committee, including students, teachers, and parents, received 76 nominations for new mascots. The school's team will now be known as the Hurley North Stars. At least 4 schools throughout the Midwest are still nicknamed Midgets. President Trump is doubling down on his fight to add a controversial question about citizenship on the 2020 census. Nicole Killian is traveling with the president in New Jersey.
President Trump flew to New Jersey for his first summer visit to his country club. While back in Washington, aides scrambled to find a way to get a citizenship question included in the 2020 census, despite pushback from the Supreme Court.
We have 4 or 5 ways we can do it, so we're working on a lot of things, including an executive order.
A source familiar with the deliberations tells CBS News attorneys are reviewing all the options and are trying to resolve the legal issues as quickly as possible. Critics charge the citizenship question discriminates against immigrants and communities of color.
We're going to lose a lot of support for our communities in our regions.
Experts say the president can't override the Supreme Court's decision to block the question, but he can come up with a new rationale for why it's warranted.
The Commerce Secretary can add some questions to the census if they have valid reasons to do so.
The president also wants action on immigration. After postponing mass deportation roundups last month, he's threatening they'll start fairly soon.
I don't call them raids. I say they came in illegally and we're bringing them out legally.
The administration continues to come under fire for poor conditions at migrant detention centers along the southern border.
The president claims those migrant centers are clean and run, quote, beautifully, but a government watchdog report described the crisis as a ticking time bomb. House Democrats plan a hearing next week. Southern California felt its strongest earthquake in at least 20 years last night. The 7.1 magnitude quake was centered near Ridgecrest, where emergency teams were already responding to Thursday's quake. Seismologists say the likelihood of another magnitude 6 quake over the next week is more than 25%. But from Friday's quake, there are no reports of significant injuries or deaths, but there is another big cleanup.
There were a number of structure fires, there were gas leaks, there was road damage, rock slides.
Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency for a section of Southern California that saw significant damage after last night's earthquake. A search is underway in Texas tonight after a horrific case of road rage left 4 people badly burned, including 2 young children. It happened when a man shot at a truck, causing fireworks inside to explode. This surveillance video captured the fireworks exploding inside a moving truck with a family of 4 inside. You can't see his face, but police suspect the man trying to get away in a white SUV is the person behind the 4th of July attack. All 4 family members were rushed to the hospital. Police are now looking for the driver of a light Ford Expedition and other witnesses who may have been riding with him. Florida-based billionaire Jeffrey Epstein has been indicted on new charges related to alleged sex crimes involving minors. Law enforcement say Epstein was arrested today and is expected to appear in federal court in New York on Monday. Officials say the charges include alleged sex trafficking crimes committed between 2002 and 2005. Epstein previously pleaded to 2 state prostitution charges in 2008, but served only 13 months and avoided a federal trial. A suspected gas explosion in Florida today reduced part of a shopping mall to rubble. The blast left at least 21 people injured. Peter King has more.
The blast originated inside a vacant pizza restaurant, destroying it and sending debris flying across this shopping center in Plantation, Florida. Falling debris crushed several cars in the parking lot.
I heard a loud boom and really thought it was fireworks.
The force of the blast shattered windows and damaged businesses in the same section of the plaza, including an LA fitness center. People inside the gym said the entire building shook. Its roof collapsed. Patrons were sent scrambling to get out.
My first initial instinct was, this is an earthquake, but I was like, I'm in Florida, so obviously it's not an earthquake. I was just terrified, honestly.
The explosion was powerful enough to be felt for miles around.
When we arrived, we found patients scattered all about the debris area.
First responders set up a triage area, and firefighters with specially trained dogs searched the area to make sure no one was trapped or killed. Fire officials say everyone has been accounted for.
We're very much relieved that, considering the debris field and considering how we found the patients and where we found them, the injuries are not as severe as we would have thought they would be. So we're very thankful for that.
Peter King, CBS News, Orlando.
The Plantation Fire and Police Department said on Twitter that the street was closed to traffic tonight. Next up on News 3 Now at 10, how a group of bikers playing poker dedicated their day to helping homeless dogs and cats. Cats and dogs are wagging their tails tonight after motorcyclists raised funds for the Greene County Humane Society. The first Wags and Wheels Poker Run fundraiser, excuse me, which takes riders to different spots across Wisconsin to play poker. Participants stopped at taverns to collect playing cards, and the player with the best hand at the end of the night wins. Riders could take their chances in raffles, games, or enjoy a drink and food before each departure.
The money goes for the care, the well-being, the health, and helping them, these animals, find homes and get adopted so they can find their forever homes.
Cats and dogs were available for adoption after that ride. Wright says for those who aren't able to adopt, the Humane Society is looking for food, bleach, Clorox, treats, cash, and volunteer time. About 70 vendors showcased their art at the 56th annual Art in the Park in downtown Lodi. The fair continuously brings in new local vendors to show the diversity of the art in the area. Music and treats were available to customers and viewers as they walked around the fair. The fair hosted artists like sculptors, painters, and cartographers. Although some of the vendors sell their art for a living, many, like Ginny Klein, the art fair meant more to her than just promoting her work.
Just not about selling the product. I really enjoy talking to people, finding out where they're from, what they do. It's just nice having conversations with people.
Klein creates her art by repurposing teapots and materials to decorate the teapots with. She sells them for people to put in their yard or pour water in for birds to drink from. Although the art fair was pretty muddy, vendors and customers pushed through to celebrate the artist's work. Let's get a look at your first alert weather with Dana Fulton. Thanks for taking it.
I've got this.
Coffee.
Take a break right now.
Got it.
So as far as the forecast is concerned, we did see some rain come through this morning, of course. Now this afternoon, things turned pretty nice outside. We had sunshine coming through this afternoon, a nice little dry stretch there into the evening. Officially hitting a high of 78 in Madison, so it was a little below average, but quite comfortable outside. And with that drop in the humidity after the showers came through, I don't think anybody was complaining about the forecast for this afternoon and this evening. Now, we did start the day off in the upper 60s. That was a little above average, cloudy this morning. So, of course, we didn't get to drop as much. But because we have a clearer sky tonight, it is going to be a little cooler for Sunday morning. Right now, our Doppler track is nice and quiet. Nothing new moving in for us as we look back at the precipitation that came through in the last 24 hours. Those showers this morning really dumping a lot on the western edge of Dane County. Some isolated areas picking up almost 2.5 inches of rain in Rock County and in Greene County. Most of that coming through last night. The same goes for the edge of Richland County. Prairie du Chien just north of there, seeing about 2.5 inches of rain coming through. The showers this morning had some heavy rains at times for some parts, and then other areas barely seeing anything or just about 1/10 of an inch of showers. So having a nice dry stretch for us through the rest of the afternoon and evening. And good news, as that low pressure continues to slide southeast, we have high pressure ridging in, which means things are going to stay pretty quiet overnight and nice and sunny as we head into tomorrow. A nice little change or a nice move into a good direction to start off next week. The second half of the weekend should be pretty pleasant. Now, overnight lows are going to continue to fall. We'll be in the upper 50s for overnight lows. Again, about a 10-degree drop from where we were at this morning. Our breeze coming from the northeast, so it is going to be a little cooler outside early in the day. Now in the afternoon, it'll be sunny and very pleasant in the upper 70s for afternoon highs. Breeze still coming from the northeast for Sunday afternoon. My Monday morning temperatures again in the upper 50s, but our breeze is going to shift direction later on in the day. It'll be coming more of an east-southeast flow heading into Monday night. And that, of course, is going to bring in just a little more moisture, a little more humidity, and a little bit of a rise in our temperatures for the start of the actual work week. Dew points, though, for tomorrow will stay close to 60. It's not until later on Monday that we see our dew points creep up into the mid to upper 60s. And that's where they're kind of going to stay heading into Tuesday with a little more moisture coming in for the middle of the week. Overnight, again, dropping to the upper 50s, and then we start to warm right back up with the sun coming through for the day. Really cooler, less humid, but not too bad of a night for us. Overall becoming mostly clear, and that clear sky stays in the forecast for Sunday with a lot of sunshine, really pleasant weather outside tomorrow. If your rain plan or your plans got rained out at all this morning and you weren't able to make them up this afternoon, you'll be all good to go for Sunday or for Monday. Monday will be just a little warmer, but it does come along with plenty of sunshine. For Tuesday, most of the day will be partly sunny. By Tuesday night, though, the shower chances start to build back in. They'll stay with us into Wednesday. Wednesday, we're looking at scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. The good news, though, that's really the only day this week with a strong chance for showers moving in. It does seem like a little more of a dry stretch for us again. We're about 5 inches of rain above average for the year, so several dry days with some sunshine to help with evaporation. Good news for all parties right now to also have some nice temperatures and lower humidity. That's good news for me. I like that.
Yeah. The humidity plus the rain, we get a break from both.
We get a break. That'd be ideal.
Thank you so much. Well, today was just not the day for the Brewers. Melissa Kim shows us why next in sports.
Well, Josh Hader originally named to the All-Star game, but he's day-to-day right now after pitching an inning and a third yesterday. He'll get 4 days off without throwing. So in his place, Brandon Woodruff will make an appearance in Cleveland on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Game 2 against the Pirates started off okay after a 2.5-hour rain delay in Pittsburgh. Mike Moustakas with his 25th home run of the season in the first inning to get the Brewers on the board 1-0. But things started to fall apart after that for the Brewers. Adrian Hauser, tough day on the mound, capped off by a Kevin Newman home run in the fourth. Brewers down 5-2. Fast forward to the bottom of the eighth, grounder to right center. Orlando Arcia, Keston Hiura. Oh, both going for it. That was a really hard hit, and both guys were on the ground for several minutes. Now, Hira did get back up, and he stayed in the game, but Arcia, he had to be carted off of the field. Now, the training staff currently doing tests on him as we speak. We'll let you know, of course, when we know. Brewers lose 12-2 the final score. Lots of NBA happenings overnight, but first the Bucks making things official, acquiring 1 future first-rounder and 2 second-round picks from the Pacers in exchange for Malcolm Brogdon. The Bucks also making a done deal with Brook Lopez, re-signing him to a multi-year contract today. General Manager John Horst saying Brook was a valuable part of the team last season, especially in his ability to shoot the three. He set the NBA record for threes made by a center in a single season last year. Brook is also an 11-year NBA veteran. Well, the UN's women's national team and the Netherlands are counting the hours down now until the World Cup final between the two teams. That's tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central Time over on Fox. Now, the big questions: will Megan Rapinoe and former Badger Rose Lavelle play? Lavelle hurt her hamstring in the semifinal game against England, but she has said she will expect to play. Meanwhile, Rapinoe answering the question herself in front of reporters today.
As of now, I'm expecting to be ready for tomorrow. I feel good. That's all I can really say right now. Obviously, I have one more training session. As you guys know, I'm pretty open and honest with you, so nothing hidden or anything. But I expect to be good to go for tomorrow, and very excited about that opportunity.
Meanwhile, third-place match between Sweden and England today. 22 minutes into the game, Sweden already up 1-0. Sofia Jakobsson leading the attack, cuts into the box, shoots in the far corner. 2-0 Sweden. Just before the half, Fran Kirby, solo effort here. Low shot, bounced off the post into the goal, but England still down 2-1. That would be the final, and Sweden wins 2-1 for third place. Finally tonight, a cool little throwback Saturday today. The Nationals honored the Montreal Expos by wearing powder blue uniforms and those red, white, and blue caps. It's the 50th anniversary of the Expos' inaugural season in 1969, and former Expo himself, Vladimir Guerrero, threw out the first pitch to Nationals manager and former Expo Dave Martinez. The Expos played their final season in 2004, and the Nationals were born in 2005. Actually, funny story. So, the only reason why I'm really familiar with the Expos is, we played Little League when we were a kid, and my little brother was on the Expos team. So that's how we have an Expos head, and that's why I'm familiar with it.
There you go. Now you know.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. The Badgerland Classic returned to Fitchburg today. The annual tournament is welcoming more than 300 LGBTQ athletes to Madison to compete. One of the largest LGBTQ softball tournaments in the country, the event aims to provide a safe space for individuals to play and socialize in an inclusive setting. Badgerland Softball was established in 2002 and has sent a team to the Gay Softball World Series each year since 2012. That's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Very
I like
cool.
it.
Yeah,
And
no.
today,
Go ahead.
a few little raindrops on them today, but hopefully not too much.
Just a few this morning, but you saw there things looked okay for this afternoon.
Yeah.
And then as we get into tomorrow, of course, we'll have sunshine for your Sunday. Temps will be very similar to today in the upper 70s yet again for afternoon highs. Sunshine expected for Monday and most of Tuesday, though it will start to get a little warmer for the middle of the week. And that humidity, unfortunately, is going to return for us. That comes along with our next chance for a shower. Showers expected to build in Tuesday night and stay through Wednesday. Wednesday we'll have scattered showers and thunderstorms, and then we'll have another dry stretch by the end of the week and into the weekend. So it'll be nice to have a little less humidity and some sun tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, a little less rain, a little less humidity. That's what we hope for.
Perfect outside weather for right now.
great.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, before we warm back up
comes back.
again. And it'll be here in no time.
All right, thanks for joining us. Have a great night.